You are suffering with chronic back pain. There is help to get you back to living pain-free. Joining me now is Dr. Alex Bigham, the CEO of Novacure Pain Management Clinics. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Talking about something that I've heard a lot about, don't know a lot of what it is, called the SI joint.
Right.
Okay, and that's the one that causes us some pain,
I
right?
like how you abbreviate it so you didn't have to pronounce it. But yeah,
No, I don't know what it is.
Sacroiliac joint. So, you know, a lot of times when people have lower back pain, it can be what we call multifactorial. It can be, the source of the pain can be from many different places all at the same time.
Okay.
It might be from the discs, the shock-absorbing pads in our spine. It could be from nerve pressure, the nerves that exit off in between each of the bones. It could be from the sacroiliac joint, which is really the joint. There's one on either side of our lower back, and that's really the joint that combines our spine with our hips or pelvis.
Okay, so if we have hip pain, would that be a sign?
It could be. It could be. Most of the time when people have pain that's strictly from the sacroiliac joint, it's usually not going to be right in the center of their back. It's going to be off to the side at about the belt line, but it can radiate pain down the back of the leg, which can mimic sciatic type pain.
Right.
It can refer around to the front of the leg into the groin area. Okay. So it can manifest in different ways. And that's why it's difficult to determine, well, where exactly is the pain coming from? Is it disc? Is it nerve? Is it ligament? Is it muscle? Is it the sacroiliac joint? So that's one of the reasons why you need a good doctor to determine exactly what the source of it is, and oftentimes it's more than one of those sources.
And what can you do at home to help alleviate this kind of pain? Are there things we can do?
Yeah, so sacroiliac joint oftentimes gets injured from car accidents, work injuries, things like that. One of the most common things that will injure it, though, is prolonged sitting. People that have to sit for long periods of time at work and they don't have the opportunity to get up and walk around, or say they drive for work, maybe they drive a truck.
Sure.
That is very difficult because it wants to pry apart the sacroiliac joint. Men who sit on their wallet, sit on this thing all day long.
Makes you off balance.
It makes you off balance, and that can really stress out the joint. So take that wallet out of your back pocket.
Okay.
People that have unequal leg lengths, sometimes we're born or we develop one leg that's a little bit longer than the other, and maybe they need a heel lift or some way to level that pelvis out. So
Dan, I want to bring Dan in. Dan is sitting next to us. Dan Stanek, of course, been sitting here on the couch, kind of nodding his head this whole time, because you're a pharmacist, but you said you sit most of the time.
Yes, I do.
So you are sitting all day long, and you started having these issues.
Yeah, actually, I'm a corporate executive in the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, sorry.
Lisa.
Okay.
And like you said, I sit all day long in conference calls and meetings, looking at emails. And over time, it just developed into a chronic problem that I woke up one morning and all of a sudden, you know, I had severe pain.
Oh, so it was one of those things where it didn't progressively get worse, it was just wham?
Right there, I had a hard time getting out of bed, a hard time walking, putting on my pants. So I went and I saw my chiropractor and went through a few visits, but he finally realized, Dan, you probably need to go to Novacure. Recommended that particular process where I actually would have to go through a series of injections in my lower back. And because before I couldn't even exercise, couldn't work out, couldn't go on any dates or anything. And basically your quality of life is really severely hampered. So after going to Novacure, I actually had no pain. So, you know, all my normal daily routines could return, and I felt wonderful. So I'm very pleased, yeah.
Is that a common story, to wake up one day and all of a sudden you have this pain?
Yeah, generally pain develops in one of two ways. Gradually over time, where it gradually gets worse, or it's a sudden event. They wake up, it's bad. They pick up a piece of paper off the ground, boom, it's bad. So it can happen in either scenario.
And in these treatments that Dan had, simple procedure, right?
Easy injectable treatments, and a lot of times when people hear, oh my goodness, needles and injections, they get really afraid, but we have come up with a way to make it virtually painless. We have what we call pain pause technology. It's an instrument that we use to numb the skin. We would put this right on top of the skin where we're going to be performing the injection, and this is how we numb the skin and make it so they can't feel the injection at all. So we press the button, it blows anesthetic through the skin without even using a needle, completely numbing the skin. Then we penetrate through that site to do the actual injection. They can't even feel it, so it makes it quick and painless.
Yeah, you did it to me. It's like a puff, like a puff or something. So are you good to go? Do you have to just routinely come back and get checked? Or?
Actually, I went through a series of 3. And just my normal routine is fine now. But I have to be careful sitting. I have to stand up. As doctor suggested, maybe every hour or two, just get up, walk around. Don't sit all day long, because that really exacerbates the problem.
We've got him back to the chiropractor. You know, long term, he's got to fix the biomechanical issues that have caused his pain. And so, you know, sometimes what we do is not the end of all things, but it gets people to the point where they're out of pain. They can go back and do yoga or go back to the gym gym, go to the chiropractor, go to physical therapy, and do the things that will long-term be a benefit.
Because those things that you mentioned wouldn't work unless you address the pain to begin with. Thank you for joining us and sharing your story. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Bigham. A lot of people like you, Dan, that walk around with that pain. Sometimes it's gradual, sometimes it's wake up with it, so you want to get it taken care of because it can really affect your entire life. So
exactly.
Thank you again. So if you want more information about NovaCure Pain Management Clinics, you can visit them on their website. It's novacure.com, or you can always call the number you see right there on your screen. Up next, we are speaking with